Hey guys, and welcome to Get It Done Publishing, where we talk about books, business, and branding for writers. I'm your host, Ashley M. King, and today we're going to talk about which book should I write first. So I deal with many first-time authors that are trying to decide if they should write a nonfiction guide as far as a workbook, self-help, how-to, or should they write their memoir first? And so without having, speaking to you individually, I'm just going to provide some generalized information to kind of help you through making this decision if this is you. I want you to consider, one, your audience. Do you already have a following that is aware of what you do and is aware of how you can help them? Because if you already by chance are like a consultant, a business owner that has a following and you have already been helping them, then they are aware of your expertise. And so you have built a trust factor with them already. So it's perhaps it's okay for you to go ahead and write your memoir first, right? But if you're looking to kind of add an additional resource to your business, then you might want to consider writing the how-to, the guide, or the workbook before your memoir. Now, if you are someone that does not have a following, you are brand new to, whether it's self-publishing, whatever the field that you're going to write in, then I highly suggest that you go ahead and write the nonfiction workbook, the guide, the how-to, because people are not going to care about your story until they realize how much you care about them, right? So you can tell your life about, how you overcame this great obstacle, right? And you were hurt, now you're healed. You were broke, now you're, banking, however, rags to riches type story. That's great and all for you, but how are you able to help solve their problem? So coming out with a how-to guide that, resource for them is really going to help you build your following, let people know that you are well informed, that you're able to help them within this particular subject matter. Now, for those that are like, I can't decide even after, you've perhaps given this information, then I would suggest why not combine the two? Why not do a book in which you are telling some of your story, and then at the end of each chapter, you provide like a workbook, perhaps like an affirmation guide or some kind of how-to guide. So let's just say you want to write your life story or part of your life of how you overcame divorce. Okay. This is not a good title, just something I'm trying to think of right quick. Hurt to Healed, the 7-step guide to overcoming divorce, something like that. I'll work through it. And so, of course, perhaps you're going to have 7 chapters, and each chapter may be talking about, just off the top of my head, first one may be the signs that you ignored. And you talk about how, you were dating, you were courting, then you got married, and you started noticing these signs, but then you ignored them, whatever. And then at the end of that chapter, you're going to have them, talk about how maybe perhaps they ignored the signs and how they are perhaps going to forgive themselves, because it's a healing process. Please note that I have not gone through divorce. Don't wish it upon anyone. So I'm just trying to spew off the top of my head. The second step may be, getting the healing that you need. So the first step may be, realizing that you ignored the red signs or whatever, finding where you played your part in it, something like that. The second step may be going get professional help, the healing that you need. And you may give them resources to different national counseling networks, divorce networks, something like that. Third step may be how you started, learning to love yourself after that, realizing that the divorce didn't break you, right? So you're going to talk about how you kind of started loving yourself again. And then at the end of that chapter, you're going to give them steps to say, hey, you know, put on your favorite dress or go out and buy your new dress and take yourself out, date yourself, love yourself, self-care. So those are just different examples as far as the different chapters that you can have in that book to give you an idea of how you can combine the two. So you are telling your story, but then at the end of each chapter, you are using your story to convey to them how they can make that transformation as well, right? And if you are not a professional counselor or someone, you know, let's see, trained in this particular field, I will recommend that on your copyright page, you let them know that, you know, you are not someone, you know, in this professional field, that you are just providing them the steps that you went through, etc., etc. You will put like a disclaimer on your copyright page. All right. So just to recap, one, you want to consider your audience. If you already have a following, you know, then you perhaps want to go ahead and tell your story. If you do not have a following, then you want to go ahead and write the how-to, the resource, the guidebook first. And then the other half is, if you still can't decide, then why not combine the two into one and tell your story while giving them the opportunity to process it and walk through those steps with you. All right. So let's see, if you are in need of help with your particular book and would like to speak with me, definitely down below you should find the email in which you can reach out to me to schedule a complimentary discovery session. But I thank you so much for tuning in, and I ask that you just have a blessed day, keep writing, and I shall see you on the other side as a published author.